Hi and welcome. I try to make this as quick as possible. It's a lot to cover, but basically, before we go any further, a filter gets rid of protozoa, bacteria, sediment, certain cysts, whereas a purifier does all that and gets rid of viruses as well. And on top of that, some can get rid of chemicals as well, like heavy metals and pesticides. I've got a purifier here. It's a Grail GeoPress. It's aimed at people to really travel around the world. Scoop up the water, put it in there, full body weight, and it does take some effort. Screw the top off slightly, press it down. Here it'll probably be a bit too hard for me to do. Once you've done that, the water out of that tastes fantastic. I can vouch for that. The filter lasts for, I think, I have to check this, 250 litres. So here's the filter, and I can get it out. So you'd have to take quite a few of those if you're going on quite a long trip. Just 250 litres is not a lot of water. But as I said, the water out of this tastes fantastic. It weighs 550 grams and is roughly 70 UK pounds. Now there is an equivalent from Sawyer, so I'm trying to stick to the popular brands. It's called the S3. I think that has a similar lifespan and a similar price. It's a little bit smaller in capacity. This is 0.7 litres, I believe. I love this, but it's expensive and it's heavy. As I say, 550 grams, that's around a pound in weight. So that's a lot of weight, but the water tastes fantastic. So filters, there's two big filters on the market, or companies, that's Sawyer or Katadyn. I've got a Katadyn B3 here. Now, with a 1 litre bottle, let's get the filter here, put it on. It's a 42mm screw opening. Do I like this? That bottle was useless to put into a shoulder strap compartment or bottle holder. So I noticed on the bottom, it's from Hydropack, the bottle, whether it's part of the same group, I have no idea. It fits other Hydropack bottles that have 42mm openings like this stove flask. And I've also got other products as well. It fits from Hydropack. So that's one advantage, but the disadvantage with the Katadyn B3 is it only lasts for 1,000 litres, whereas the Sawyer products, it's 100,000 gallons, and they give a lifetime guarantee on that, but it is 100,000 gallons, which is roughly 454,000 litres. For most of us, that would be a lifetime, but for some of us, if we went out every day for 20 years, it wouldn't be, but you know, they give a lifetime warranty. So why did I go for this? Well, people told me the Sawyer had problems with being clogged up and stuff taking a long time to come out, the water to come out. Well, you're wild camping, why would that really worry a few extra minutes? So I think this was a bit of a rash purchase, and when I get rid of the next filter I bought for it, when I've done 2,000 litres virtually, I will get a Sawyer Mini because I think it's got more advantages, especially as the filter lasts forever. Now it does take some backwashing with a syringe they supply you to keep it clear. So that's what people moan about, it clogs up quickly, and because the filter inside a Sawyer product is far more robust. As I said, Sawyer do a purifier called the S3, and that does virtually what the Grail GeoPress does. Similar price, lighter probably. I don't know if you can replace the cartridges or filters or foam on it. It's a foam filter first, topped with a Sawyer Micro. So personally, out of the purifiers, I'm quite happy to stay with the GeoPress because you can take this anywhere in the world. As I said, even when countries where they stick their effluent, I don't mean just sewage, I mean stuff from heavy industry in the rivers, the GeoPress would be the safest option. Now, I do have something else I carry, not all the time. It's a Steripen. It's the ultralight one. It's from the same group as Katadyn, so Steripen is part of the same Swiss company, really. And you just dip it in, there's 2 electrodes, it lights up, the ultraviolet light kills off viruses and bacteria. You spin it around like so for 90 seconds, a little green light comes on saying you're absolutely fine. But it needs clear water. So I've also got a Steripen fits all filter, which screws in, and there's the actual filter there, and that takes out the sediment out of the water, like so. I've just got to screw this in. So there it is in there. You can put it on a 42mm bottle, like so, scoop up the water, get rid of the sediment. It's a very fine filter. And then the problem is with the ultralight Steripen, you can't get it in there. Some of the Steripens allow you to actually take that filter out inside and put it right up into the bottle like so and spin it around leak-free. They are much bigger and heavier than this. Now this has a lifespan, I think, I have to double check this, of 8,000 litres, so it doesn't last forever. So again, it has a lifespan. But it's something I would carry as a backup if I was in a country where there's a lot of tap water I can drink, and then to save me buying bottled water, I'd drink stuff out the tap and use this because it's normally going to be clear. But it was a bit of a rash purchase, but I've got it now. So with the Steripen fits-all filter, you can get rid of the sediment from the river and just use this. But as I said, it has to be charged up. I think it only works for about 100, something like 80 times before you need to recharge it. USB port on it, so you can't buy batteries for it. Some of the Steripens take AAA batteries. This one doesn't. So a bit of a rash purchase, but I've got it and I'm going to keep it. So, as I said, filters don't get rid of viruses or heavy chemicals. So what would be the best option for most of us in the States or in the UK or in most of developed Europe? Well, it would be just a filter. For most of us hiking in the mountains, a filter would be absolutely fine. In fact, when I lived in Scotland in my 20s and I hill walked, I never did anything to the water. I just drank it. I was absolutely fine, had no problems. But I've got more risk averse as I've got older. So I would carry now, personally, a Sawyer Mini and some water purification tablets, and make sure you get the decent ones, because not all of the water purification tablets get rid of all cysts and protozoa. I know the filter might do, but to be on the safe side, if you don't want to use the filter and you just want to use the tablets, fork out a little bit. I use Aquamira drops, and they're quite expensive, but they're only there as a standby in my bag if I go somewhere like Scotland. If I'm on the south coast of Britain, I do use the Grail Geopress all the time because of the density of population, the low level, etc., and I don't trust the water. But as I say, mountain walking, stuff like that, a filter's be absolutely fine. If you're in a glen and you're worried about cattle and sheep, because feces is the big thing that you need to worry about with water, then I would probably take some water purification tablets because they get rid of the viruses. I should have made that clear at the beginning. So viruses are not as common as bacteria, but things like rotavirus can be a really debilitating thing, and diarrhea and TENS don't mix. So if you wanted to go really light and really cheap, just water purification tablets, if you're going around Scotland, let's say, or most of the developed world. But if you want to be on the safe side, get a filter and water purification tablets. But if you're going to very dodgy countries, I do recommend taking something like a Grail Geopress, if you can afford it, to carry the extra filters as well, and even take water purification tablets as a backup as well, and maybe the Steripen. You know, there's nothing worse than being very ill in a foreign country where you can't get hospital treatment, etc. So the risk is always yours. Cheapest and lightest, just tablets or drops. The next step is a Sawyer Mini for me now, and I would combine that with the tablets. If you've got a filter, most of the time you'll be fine. Just back it up with some tablets or something. That's it, guys. Thanks very much.